Hey, welcome to Flying Wheels. Today is a fun video. It is a car flip video. You asked and you shall receive. I am enjoying Florida. I'm loving being down in Florida. I've made plenty of Cybertruck videos. I also just made a Corvette E-Ray hybrid video. You can see my Viper over there. We're doing well in Florida and I'm doing what I love. I'm buying things that I really enjoy. We've started our Ferrari flip series over again. I'm actually even partnering up with Copart for some new videos. But you guys love the fix and flips videos, and that's what today's video is about. We bought a van up in New Hampshire. I still own my car dealership up in New Hampshire. We're gonna bring it back to life and sell it in today's video. And it's also gonna be a reaction video. So I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from you guys about my detailer, Devin. I'm gonna let him take the reins on all of this. We're gonna flash back to when I was there last time with the van. And then I'm also gonna give you a reaction video because I couldn't be there the whole time. So I'm gonna tell you things that I would change maybe a little bit differently throughout the video as it's happening live. We're gonna shoot this a little differently than I used to. Today is a buy, fix, clean, and sell video. Just like old times, like you like. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's get going. Welcome to Flying Wheels. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. This is Devin, the detailer. Today's video, it's all about this guy. So you may have seen him in quite some videos, maybe cameos. Dev, do you mind? Can I call you Devin? Sure. Dev, can I call you Dev? I think that came up by accident. So you did a video already. This is the intro to that video. You took it upon yourself to take the camera, explain what you're doing. We own a car dealership and we sell cars.
Yeah, and the van was like, you know, it needed to be restored enough to actually be video worthy. So I figured I'd pick up the camera and just record it for you. I figured you would appreciate it. So that's what I did.
And today's your video. It's all about you. So back there is a 200,000 mile van that was in pretty rough shape until you tackled it. And in today's video, you're gonna tackle it on camera and explain what you're doing, how you're doing it, so you can do it yourself, so you can buy things, clean them, fix them, sell them for a profit. Well, we acquired a work van. Commercial vans always sell well. There's always some type of contractor that needs a van in any budget. New vans, really expensive. Used vans that still run and drive well, hard to find. They always have high miles because they're used to go commute from job to job. Well, in this case, it's a perfect example of how you know somebody. When you get your reputation out there and your name is in people's heads, they call you. I ended up acquiring this van from a friend of my family that needed to get rid of the van. The first person he thought of was me. So he called me, said, Craig, I have this van. Would you be interested in buying it for you to clean up, fix, and you can resell it? I said, yeah. I looked up the van. I looked up the numbers. I gave him a price. He gave me a price. We came to an even number of $8,500. And honestly, a 200,000 mile van seems nuts. And there's nothing to it. They're bare bones, very basic, but commercial vans are worth a lot of money.
The next day.
All right, it's the next day. I'm working on this van right now. This door has been causing us a lot of problems. Let's see. It kind of gets stuck. Probably just needs some oil, WD-40, grease, something. But it actually does not open unless you actually like try to pry it open. So that's frustrating. But there's no door over here, so that's fun as a detailer.
So while Devin is back in New Hampshire cleaning up the van, I am down in Florida, brought to you by Fantic. Now, if you've been following along for a while, you know that I use Fantic products. I have their tire inflators, I have their vacuums in each one of my cars. This is the Slim V8 Apex. This is a Fantic vacuum. They're mobile, they're portable, they charge with a USB-C right here, lithium ion batteries. It unlocks to empty everything super simply right here, lock it in place, hit the power, and let's vacuum the car. Tons of suction out of something this small. Oh, so satisfying. It comes with the charger, the carrying case, and multiple accessories and tips. Now, another thing that's great about Fantic right now, they are running a huge Black Friday sale where you can get it for the lowest price they've ever listed it for. Here is my larger Fantic vacuum. This is the V9 Mate. A lot more power, a lot more suction. Comes in a carrying bag just like the other one. Comes with additional accessories. I also have this tool, which is my favorite Fantic tool. This is my Fantic X8 tire inflator. And they have even more than that. Everything stays in the car. They're so portable, and honestly, I almost never charge them. So Fantic is doing their biggest sale ever. If you go to my link in the description, they're on Amazon and on Fantic.com. This would make a great present for any of you and your significant others. So make sure to check it out with the link in the description and get one for yourself, for Secret Santas, for gifts for your significant others. Thanks for watching. Let's get on with the van and see how Devin's doing.
I'm working on this. We need some more truck bed coating. It got a little dirty because I'm walking inside, so don't worry about that right there.
I'm going to hop in and explain the truck bed coating. So the truck bed coating is a textured coating. It sprays on really well. It has a textured coating, and like those floors that we're looking at in the van, they're rubber mats. So spray painting won't really cover a lot, but some type of real spray can truck bed coating will cover all of that very quickly, and it fans out in a big fan, and it's probably like $8 to $10 a can. So a real quick repair will make it look good. It'll give it an industrial coating again, and it'll cover all the missed colors because this is a van for flooring companies, paint all over it of all kinds of different colors. So the truck bed coating is going to make a big difference in this van, but I would do that last. That'd probably be the last thing I do because you're going to be in that van walking around for days.
But right now, I'm working on this, and I'm actually trying to decide, should I sand it? I might have to. I think I do have to. It won't really clean up as well as I wanted it to. I didn't have the camera, so I wanted to do this half and leave this half, but I have the camera right now, so I can do all of it. Hopefully get it done by the end of today, but I have to truck bed that. I have to truck bed this. I cleaned it. Yeah, there actually is a lot of dust, sand came out of all of these. So it's a work in progress, but I guess we get a sand. I got some residue from tape right there. I don't know what that is. What is that? Let me not touch that. But a lot of work that needs to be done. Got some stains. Ugh, let's get it done. So I took a piece of old sandpaper pad. It's probably the best to use old paper pads because they stick onto this. So once they get used up, you can still use them. Just fold them up, hand sand, use them as you have to. But wow, that sound makes me cringe.
Now, normally if I was in my shop, I would be explaining these things to Devin. His attention to detail is incredible, amazing. What he's doing right now is scoring and scuffing the paint on the inside walls of the van. Now, this van has 200,000 miles, and it's not going to be an expensive van, so his attention to detail is actually farther than he even needs to worry about. But what he's doing right now is scuffing the walls, scuffing the paint so he can apply paint to them later. Now remember, I would do the truck bed coating on the floor last because if you paint the walls white after you've already painted the floors, all the overspray from the white is going to end up on the black floors that you had already painted.
It's not really sanding down with the hand sander. Like, waiting to watch this. It's just a waste of time. So I got this. I disconnected it because it's really noisy. So I guess I'm just gonna sand it down with the DA sander. I don't know. We'll see where this goes. Wow. I'm gonna have to go heavier grit because I chose a 320 grit. I didn't really want to sand it off too much, but I might have to. I don't know. I'm sure the paint will do fine. What else? Alright, so I found the paint that I wanted. Maybe this isn't. I don't know. Whatever. It looks actually well because I just test tried it. So that's what it looks like right there. So I'll show you guys what I was doing.
I'm sure he is, but please make sure you are wearing a mask. He is spray painting in a confined area. You are going to be inhaling all of those fumes if you're not wearing a respirator. So definitely, if you're going to do stuff like this, make sure to wear a respirator.
I'm just going to light feather this on because I don't want it to apply too heavy, but it actually is matching perfectly. Looks a lot better.
Now I could go back and forth on having to paint the inside of this van. It's going to sell cheap. It's going to sell whether there are scratches, dings, and like mismatched paint on the inside of the van anyway. It's going to be a work van. Someone's looking for a cheap van for their business. Devin painting that is going to make a big difference because people do buy with their eyes. So as soon as they open the doors, they see like a nice matte black flooring and bright white walls. It's going to pop, and it's going to make a big difference compared to just having everything dirty on the inside.
How's it going, Dave? Want to clear the wheel? Here's the top. Good. All right, what's going on, Mechanic Dave?
We're replacing the rear brakes and rotors.
Nice. Is that all brake line fluid?
No, it's axle fluid because you got to take the bolts. I'll show you on the other side. Take your California bracket off.
Yep.
Take these bolts out.
Okay.
The axle slides out.
Okay.
And then you have to kind of hammer on the old ones to push it back because they have to turn. They have to turn where it lines up like this. And then you got to wiggle it out to slide them out of it. And then the new ones you just slide back on and turn it for the bolts to line up, and then you slide the axle back through and bolt the axle back down.
Good job, Mechanic Dave. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so it has been probably weeks since I've last worked on this van, and I'm actually looking at it right now, and I'm like, oh man, what have I endeavored upon? But we're actually gonna bring this down to inspection. I showed a little bit about Dave working on the car. I'm gonna have to clean these seats very well, man. But I do see that this wall came out way better than what it was looking like. Floors, they are what they are. I got a little overspray. I'll have to take care of that somewhere here too. So I'm gonna tape all of this off so I can finish painting it. But we're gonna bring this van down to inspection. So
what we do is we usually have like an order of operations in our shop. It usually goes in for an inspection, then in for service, then in for detailing, because you don't want to detail a car and then have your mechanic or multiple mechanics in and out with their dirty, greasy boots, greasy hands. But sometimes when the lifts are full and we don't have anything to be detailed, the roles reverse. And with the rubber flooring, it's not going to matter too much on this van. So it's going in for service. So it's already been in for service in-house, and then we typically send them out for inspections to have them looked at. If it needs anything, it comes back and we do the repairs. So you can kind of see how everything is a little bit out of order. What should have happened is it goes out for the inspection, they do the inspection, they tell us what it needs, it comes back for service, and then we do the detailing that goes up for photos and it gets listed for sale.
let's go ahead and get it started. All right, we got the van here for inspection. I'm right now picking up the Escalade. That's actually Craig's wife. So shout out to Express Lube. That's the place that actually inspects all of our cars. So the van will be here for inspection. We'll figure out what's wrong with it very soon. But for right now, I'm driving back this bad boy. All right, so the van is back from inspection. And quite frankly, all we have to do is actually drive it around. Let me grab these keys real quick. And I got all the plastic in here. So we got it back from inspection. It's a whole new day. And I think the check engine light may be on still. No, it's not, just the door light. So Dave seemed to have cleared the check engine light. Let me turn this off. So Dave seemed to have cleared the check engine light. Just the door symbol is on because the doors are open. But other than that, mechanic has done his job on this part. I didn't want to keep sticking the camera inside of his face because I know he's working on it. And quite frankly, not a lot of mechanics like to have the camera stuck inside the face all the time. But I took the liberty to pick up the camera to record this van. I figured it'd be a great, how can I say, video. So I just have to clean this up right over here. And then right here, we're going to paint. So I have to touch up the floors. We got some more to do up front here. And then we're going to try to figure where we're going to go with this. But this is going to be somebody's work van. So quite frankly, I'm not too concerned about detailing it to the most finest of details. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and finish this up. We're going to have to paint the inside, paint the floors, clean up the dash. And it's kind of dirty inside here too. Really dirty. So I'm actually going to finish painting that up. And Dave has the door fixed back here, so we'll also paint this as well. But let's get back into it, shall we? So I'm gonna go ahead and use all that we have. I got all this all taped up. There's a bunch of wires down here, so I stuck the newspaper in here. Made sure to cover everything up because overspray was getting all over the place. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint this right now.
Now, I had mentioned it already. Please make sure you're wearing a mask or respirator when you're using any paints. I would use gloves too because spray paint's really difficult to get off your hands. I did notice the dash wasn't covered. When you're in a confined area like this, there's going to be overspray everywhere. So obviously you don't want it in your lungs, but it's going to get on everything. The seats were covered. You noticed that. We saw that the seats were all covered, but I noticed that the dash was not covered. So there's a good chance that you're just going to get some overspray dust that settles on the dash, and I think he's already detailed a lot of it, so he's gonna have to wipe it all down again. The paint will have dried by, it atomizes in the air, so it would have dried by the time it lands on things, but you're still gonna have to wipe it all down.
A little bit of streaks. All painted, and as you can see, all the marks underneath I just couldn't get off with the sander, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. Like I said, it's gonna be somebody's work van, so I'm fine with that. Right over here, and this is why I say that, there's a bunch of concrete, and this is actually sanding off pretty well. I tested a spot, so I'm actually gonna sand this whole thing down. I'm gonna paint the whole thing, and I'm gonna wear my mask because Manager Lauren will get on me, so I got my mask on this side. clean it off, and I'm gonna go ahead and paint it.
I'm gonna jump in again because his attention to detail is amazing. Devin really cares about final products and all the fine intricacies, which is really great. So he sanded down that threshold where the sliding door is, and then he sprayed it with a purple power or like a simple green, and those will react with your spray paint. So make sure you're wiping it down with probably soap and water or alcohol afterwards. Otherwise that paint is gonna fisheye when he sprays on it, because all you're doing is wiping off the solution and there's still gonna be solution on whatever surface is there.
This is what I'm using because this is all I have, but it's white. Ooh, that's gonna be a disaster. Okay. 1 second. All right, so I covered it with plastic because everything was just blowing right back inside and I didn't want to have to do this all over again. So take 2.
You noticed it covered even more. Well, you can get a spray shield. The spray shield has a handle on it and it's literally a big shield, flat bottom edge. You might have seen in other videos where I can just put it down and you can paint it. You can get paint on it so it doesn't really make a difference, and it blocks everything above and behind the spray shield. So think about getting yourself a spray shield if you're gonna be spray painting or painting anything. It'll save you a lot of time and a lot of money in tape and plastic too.
Right. So I'm gonna let that sit. I'll put on another coat, and then I'm gonna move on to the front of the car, or push the van. On to the next step. I have my drill with the brush bit on it. Purple power, everybody hates this. They say it's corrosive, so I wear gloves. I should have vinyl gloves underneath, but not today. And then we have the shampooer. I'm gonna do this first, so I'm gonna soak down the seat, spray it down, hit it with the brush, and then I'm gonna shampoo the seats, let it dry, because obviously. And I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Then we're gonna clean the rest of the seat, because it's gonna splatter all over the place, so this is better to do this first. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean that. Don't mind the tissue paper inside my ears so I don't go deaf, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. Nice. Afternoon.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? How's it going?
A little cold and damp here. I was in Florida yesterday. It was a little nicer there. The van's coming out good.
Thank you.
Feel
Thank
good
you.
about your project?
Yeah, walls turned out nice.
The walls did turn out nice. Yeah. Yeah, you really did a great job in here.
Thank you.
How do you feel about your first video?
I ran out of truck bed coating. but
Again?
I got to do the.
How many
front
cans
side.
of truck bed do you think you're in?
Like a half a can, maybe.
1/2 can?
Maybe.
Or like a case of?
Or maybe like 5.
Yeah.
Okay, it was only like 2.
It looks good though.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Shampoo in the seat now. Seats are all complete. We hit it with the brush bit, the brush drill, brush bit, whatever you want to call it. And then we hit it with the shampooer, so that's done. Now what I'm gonna do is anything that is gonna be wiped down with a rag, I'm just gonna take purple power, I'm gonna spray it onto the rag because don't spray it directly onto the dashboard as I learned before. But I'm gonna go ahead and clean all of this up. Everything that needs to be hit with the rag, I'm gonna do right now. So that's why I didn't do this yet. So it's still dirty right here. We do everything at once. So let's get it done.
Devin is doing everything right here. He's doing a great job. I want to say something to all of you viewers. So you'll notice that he's spraying the purple power, simple green, whatever type of solution, cleaning solution you want to spray. Don't spray it on leather. You'll notice the seats are made of cloth and then everything else is rubber or vinyl. It's fine to get it on that, metal, whatever. Do not spray this stuff on leather. It will pull all the tannins out of the leather. It will make it brittle and it will also make it discolored. So just be careful when you're doing that.
All right, so I just finished shining up the dash. I'm still working on it a little bit. I'm just touching up some spots right here. You kind of see that there's still dust, so I can get that out with the air compressor. But we got Dave over here working on the Buick, and now we got the boss over here tearing up all the tape for me, helping me out. Be like the van.
For V-Bucks.
Anything for V-Bucks. Man, me too.
Jump off a cliff.
Jump off a cliff. No, don't do that. So we got little man over here tearing off all the tape, helping me out, making my life easier. We got Dave working on the Buick. He's happy, right, Dave? Here's some evidence for your boss. Man, he's a harder worker than me. Oh, smart man.
I think if I do it,
No, you should be good. 1 second. Sometimes you gotta improvise. Here, find you a step stool. Oh, I need to work out more. Don't fall.
I will.
Not.
So I won't.
All right, we got our interior nearly finished. We got the floors all done. As you can see, we got the sticky floor mats in. I actually had some WeatherTech floor mats into it just in case anybody wants to see them. I just have to do this right here first. It seems like it'll come off. And it's dirty. But I just gotta paint a little bit right here. And quite frankly, I'm not gonna paint all that because this is gonna be someone's work van and I'm not gonna spend too much attention to detail on this. So I did prime the doors because they were really rough. But as far as the van itself, I'm just washing it right now. We got people pull it in. I'm just washing it. Normally we would actually use this microfiber cloth on nice cars, but instead, since it's gonna be a work van, we're just gonna use this. Makes my life a lot easier, so I'm gonna go ahead and wash it, polish it, show you what it looks like afterwards. I may just paint these rims because these are really dirty. So maybe we can get some wheel paint on those. And then as far as that, I mean, the van is pretty much done. I guess I'll show you the interior, I'll show you the back. I'll hit these seats one more time just because sometimes they don't clean up as well as they want to, and then all the product get over the seat and then it makes stains. But the back is looking great, and look what little man left me. Come on, Chase. But he did a great job peeling off all the tape and to make my life a little bit easier. But we are just about to wrap up this van right here. I'm gonna wash it, polish it, and quite frankly, hopefully someone takes this as their own work van. So with that being said, let's go ahead and finish up this van video.
So I want to show you guys something that will make your life a little bit easier. If you've seen Devin painting the wheels, sprayed the hubcaps, and there's some overspray on the tires. So just like rookie stuff, you just didn't know any better. If you just pull this off, the hubcap is off. You can paint this on a tarp, not on the not on the
grounds,
pavement,
yeah,
not on the car.
tires.
So just put it on a tarp, not even on the grass because you paint
Yeah.
the grass. So I would paint this flat black, I would paint this silver, and then you would have had no silver on the tires, which would
Okay.
be a lot easier. Now to remove the overspray on the tires, I would take a little bit of reducer or some water and a wire brush
Okay.
and go around the tires, and it'll pull all the paint off.
Okay.
And then while you're painting the wheel black, maybe just spray it a little bit on the sidewall just to cover all the extra silver that you weren't able to get off. Going to this side, the van looks awesome. The inside looks great. It's a work van, so I wouldn't care too much about this stuff.
Okay.
I don't think these are like deal breakers. Someone looking for a 200,000 mile work van isn't going to care too much about this.
Yeah.
Like first impression, it looks great. Black, white, everything looks good. And then over here, I would sand this, hand sand this lightly, and here, and then touch it up with a brush. Do not spray paint your car.
Yeah.
Okay. If I ever spray paint anything, it's like from here
Down
down,
low, yep.
never here up. Just take a brush to hit these things. It's gonna be noticeable, but it's better than what it looks like. And then take a spray shield and just block everything up and spray this flat black too, and it'll cover all this area. And I think you could be pretty much done from there. It looks good otherwise. I wouldn't bother waxing it. A wash looks like you've already done it. So I would call it quits from there.
Okay.
And say you're about finished. It looks good and it's a huge transformation.
So what I have to do is actually get some of this overspray off because I didn't pull off the hubcaps for some reason. So what I'm going to do is I like to use a magic eraser and a medium reducer. So I actually like to pour it onto here.
I have to jump in real quick because what Devin's doing is right, essentially, but there's easier ways to it. First of all, it's a steel wheel. Just paint it black, paint it gloss black. I would have painted it gloss black anyway to make it pop behind the wheel cover. He doesn't need to remove the paint on the wheel, just the tire itself. You can also use a steel like grill brush to remove it from the rubber tires. But what I want to jump in for specifically is you'll notice he took the magic eraser and put it on top of the reducer. All of the debris and everything, the particulates that he's getting off the wheel and getting on the magic eraser, he's putting into the reducer. We use reducer for paint, so if we paint anything, next time he uses reducer, all those materials are going to affect what's in the reducer and affect the paint. So you don't want to put any type of rag or anything directly on the top of a gallon jug like that. You want to pour it onto whatever fabric you're using.
It comes off very easily. And all I have to do is really just wipe this down right afterwards. So a wire brush is really not needed. But with the Magic Eraser and Reducer, it really comes off easily. So once I get this done, I'm actually just gonna wipe it down with Purple Power. I'm gonna make sure I wipe it off because I know Purple Power is very corrosive. So I'm gonna use this medium reducer since it's working easily right now, and then I'm just gonna wipe it all off.
So what you'll notice is Devin did an excellent job with the reducer and the Magic Eraser. That steel wheel looks great. Again, gloss black paint would have made it much quicker, much easier. And then also if you look above the steel wheel on the tire, there's still some overspray around the edge of the bead of the tire, and the black spray paint would have just gotten rid of a lot of that. I wouldn't spray paint an entire tire, but the edge of it would have been completely fine.
Got the tires all cleaned off. Look at my look at my gloves. So this is what medium reducer and what goof off does to your gloves. It actually deteriorates your gloves, so it actually tears apart. But for the most part, I got this all cleaned off, and now I just have to paint it. So with that being said, I'm just gonna paint it. Personally, I wouldn't paint it myself, only because it cleaned off so well and hubcaps are going over it. But my boss wants it painted, so I'm gonna go ahead and paint that and stop tripping over this. And as you can see, that looks a lot better than this right here. So as you can see, all the overspray from the hubcaps being spray painted, I've actually gotten a lot of overspray, and this looks so much better. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint that and show you the difference between that and then get all the rest of them done. All right, got this room all painted, and as you can obviously see, man, I keep tripping over that. It's obviously way better than this one. I kind of don't see the purpose of painting it. I think it's fine the way it is, but boss's orders. So it's all painted. It looks a lot better. I mean, quite frankly, I think there's a lot of other things that can be painted on this, but we're going to be painting the trim right here as well. So I'll get these all done, and I'll get the trim done. And quite frankly, the rest left of this van is just wash the windows, maybe touch up some of these with just a brush. Alright, so I just touched up the paint on the side. Personally, I wouldn't actually use regular paint on this. I just think it looks horrible. I'm gonna have to clean this up. I tried to use a spray paint can, try to touch it up. It just looks horrible. Personally, I wouldn't do it myself, but boss's orders. I mean, it looks better. Alright, I'm about ready to wrap up this video. For the most part, I think I did everything that I needed to do this. As far as my boss is concerned, I mean, I cleaned these seats multiple times. I think I want to clean them again, just because there are some stains on them, maybe from cleaning them, but whatever the case may be. But it turned out really good. I mean, I shouldn't say headliner, but the roof came out really well. The back I'm not really supposed to touch, but the front, I painted all this. So that turned out great. I'll bring you around to the other side because there's the door over here. Check out this side. Got the dash all shined up. All painted. Let's check out this door. Ooh. I even sewed this part of the seat. I mean, it didn't come out the greatest, but I did take a picture of what it used to look like. I mean, there was a lot of fabric missing, so it was really hard to try to get this together, but I actually got it better together than I thought it would. So I'll probably try to sew up this part. I most definitely will sew up this part. And the seats, I mean, they are what they are. I mean, I cleaned these so many times. I mean, fabric paint is probably going to be the only thing that makes these come back to life. But for the most part, I guess I got all the back walls done, all the floors done, and it looks pretty good. I mean, my boss seems to be happy with it. He didn't want me to do any more work to it because he knows it's just going to be a work van. So with that being said, I think I've done most of what I needed to do with it. I mean, I got myself a thumbnail. I just recorded the whole video. We got Manager Lauren coming out here. Probably to make sure I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this van video. Got Dave the mechanic right over there checking out the Ford Thunderbird. And with that being said, I'm done with this video. I think it turned out pretty good. I mean, I could have turned out better. It could have turned out worse. It was a lot of work to do with this van right here. I mean, it's going to be someone's work van, so I'm not too meticulous about it. But with that being said, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We have Manager Lauren, Mechanic the Dave over there. And I'm really happy to include them in the video. I'm really happy to include the Jeep in the video, and I'm really happy to be a part of this. So thanks you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, favorite, comment, share. Hit the notification button. I think that's it. I don't know. I'm still getting used to this. But thanks for watching. Take it easy. Peace out. Adios.
All right, boss's notes. Number one, Devin, I know you're watching this, so Devin, you did an outstanding job. Really, just a great job. We've had trouble replacing, if you have have all been watching for a long time. We've had trouble replacing German and we miss him all the time. And Devin is quickly getting into that spot, filling that gap that we've been missing for a long time. He wants to learn, he's hungry, and he's doing a great job. And even on camera, he's doing a great job. What do you all think out there? How is Devin doing? Do you like these type of videos? Note to Devin, stop calling me boss. Just call me Craig. Call me Craig. Everyone else, let's go over numbers next. At the very beginning of this video, I told you how quickly vans sell. They're in high demand. It's the season. Contractors are looking for things, and quite honestly, everybody's looking for something on a budget right now. Low overhead, low cost, something you can own, no payments. I knew this van was gonna sell pretty quickly, especially with how much time Devin put into it. It did. We ended up selling it for $11,000 like within a few days. So he came with cash, he bought it, he took it off our hands, knew any issues that it had. Again, it has 200,000 miles. We made a small profit, consider after Devin's time, after Dave's time, after the inspection, after the repair work, after paying the overhead and costs and everything, we still made a little bit of a profit. Now, $1,000 profit would be great, but that doesn't actually cover cost. After paying Dave, Lauren, Devin, plus the cost of the van, plus the parts, plus the overhead like internet, rent, insurance, just everything, it really accumulates. So we try to make $2,000 in every car just to cover our costs, which we were able to do on this vehicle. So we did make a profit. We are still in business. Devin did a great job on this video. Thank you for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, comment, tell us what you like, what you don't like. We'll do more of them, we'll do less of them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all later. Adios.